I did, Rick, and it's hard for most of us to imagine one of our kids being shot and wounded, but it happens, and even if the child survives, the consequences of gun violence can last a lifetime.
I can't understand what makes people not think about other people.
Casey Roberts is talking about what happened to her son, Malachi. In 2020, he was left permanently blind after gunfire riddled his home while he was sleeping. Someone fired 10 bullets into the home. One went straight into Malachi's temple. He was just 5 years old when it happened and lost both eyes to senseless violence. From her home in Lexington, Malachi's mom recalls the days and weeks after her son was shot.
It's just a lot of craziness, a lot of emotions, a lot of, questioning, asking why. I had a lot of blaming myself, if I would have made him lay down or put the bed in a different place in the room, irrational things like that.
Those are the emotions the parents of the 6-year-old girl shot on I-65 will have to deal with, according to Roberts. The same is true for the 3-year-old shot in the shoulder. Both incidents causing unnecessary harm to innocent victims.
I'm pro-gun, but people really put a strong case in for them to put some serious regulations or even get guns taken away, because these types of people should not be having guns. They're not in the mental state to have a firearm if you're going to let something like that happen.
Robert's son Malachi is 8 years old now, jumping into our interview to say hi.
Hi.
He made it thanks to doctors, nurses, and the love of his mom. Now, at least 2 sets of Louisville parents are dealing with the heartbreaking injuries sustained by their own children. Roberts, who has walked in their shoes, offers these words.
And it's just going to be a flood of emotions. I pray for the parents that they can get through this.
Roberts adds it's not just family members affected when a child is shot, but also firefighters, police, EMS, doctors, nurses, and anyone else who has to help or treat an injured young person. As for the incident last night on I-65, Louisville police tell us they've recovered 3 weapons and all parties have been accounted for. So far, though, no one has been charged in the shooting of that little girl. Reporting live in the studio, Randall Cam, WLKY News.